Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining the session. Actually, this is a series of training we have been having over the week. So for this session, we're going to be looking at SAP closing activities, which can happen in the day, the end of the day, the month, or the year. My name is Adiele Kelechi. I'm an SAP consultant. You can actually reach me using my email address, adiele73@yahoo.com. You can WhatsApp the number on your screen. So let's look at these activities and how the SAP users can actually make use of this resource to manage their day, month, and year-end activities, basically reconciliations, clearings, and other information that is necessary for these activities to happen. Okay, so we're going to look at what are closing activities. Now, to help, of course, closing activities they are to help sustain and prevent businesses from experiencing financial challenges, losses, reconciliation issue, and also for accounting entry confirmations. Every business should have its accounting team perform, in order to avoid or prevent these various items as has been explained, losses, challenges, or reconciliation issues. Every organization should have its accounting team perform day, month, and or year-end closing activities. So it's important for the finance team to verify, validate, and confirm all transactions that have been posted into the SAP system in order to ensure that those activities show the true and fair view of the financial state of the business at any point in time. Now, these processes are generally time consuming. Yeah, of course, it requires attention to details and to make sure that all these activities happen. But it's a very important activities, and it's a major requirement for presenting consistent and precise financial statements. So it's an important process. And the essence of this video is to share this information with all SAP users, and of course, super users, end users, consultants, as the case may be, to equip them with this skill to be able to do these activities as they happen. Now, in SAP, a financial closing activity is an accounting procedure that ensures all financial transactions have been accounted for in the previous day, month, or year, and all reconciliations have been closed out. So, of course, that is the summary of what the closing activities are meant for. And the essence of this is to check the books and make sure that all open items that are supposed to have been closed out are closed out. All the postings that have been done to various GLs or sub accounts are cleared if they are not cleared. And verifications are to be made to make sure that the balances that are being carried forward to the next period are actually correct and true. Of course, same thing applies for year-end closing activities. They are just carried out to make sure that at the end of the year, at the end of the period, management can rely on this financial information that's been presented in SAP. Okay, so we're going to go to the next page. So before you are the day end activities that should be carried out by those those who have authorizations to these transaction codes or to these transactions, mostly carried out by end users, super users. They are supposed to check these various transactions to make sure that the books of accounts and the ledgers and the sub accounts are actually correct and they're in line with standards. So we're going to looking at the customer line item. By the side, you have all the transaction codes to navigate through. We have the vendor line item, customer line item. We're going to know what the function is or what it's used for. By the time we log into the SAP system, we look at vendor line items, we look at GL line item display, daily cash reconciliation, transmission FPCJ, look at exchange rate updates, OBO8, look at the cost center reporting, gaps in document number ranges, invoice numbers allocated twice, and we're going to display the compact in journals. So in case you need more information about this video, you want to reach out to us for trainings, for support, in case you want to write your certification exams, you can reach out to me using the email on the screen, or you can send me a WhatsApp message. We'll be very happy to attend to you. Also, for this training, we're going to, for the second part of this training, we're going to look at the month-end activities. These are also activities that are carried out at the end of the month, which is necessary to close out on all open month-end activities that should be closed out. So part of those activities, you have the GL account clearing, customer account clearing, vendor account clearing, customer due date analysis, list of customer open items, due date analysis for vendors, open and close posting periods, bank reconciliation, the manual and automatic, trade posting document for recurring documents, foreign currency valuation, interest calculation, post journal adjustments. Because, okay, I think this is replicated twice, so I'm just going to remove this. Okay. So for month-end activities, you can also contact us, provide you with all the necessary assistance you need. Also, we're going to see or look at the year-end activities. We're going to check number range change, balances carried forward for the AR and PR, AP, that's accounts receivable and accounts payable. We're going to look at GL accounts, balance carried forward. We're going to check AR confirmation, AP confirmation. We're going to view the financial statements just to see how the reporting is actually done. We're going to also see the comparison. We're going to close previous accounting period, view our assets, Asset Explorer. We're going to see how to end the close a particular fiscal year for an asset. We're going to look at depreciation posting run, basically see how it happens. We're going to see asset fiscal year change, and we're going to see cost center planning review. So these are all yearly activities, but mind you, this list is not exhaustive. And also some monthly activities can also be carried yearly, or some daily activities can be carried monthly. The essence of actually structuring this is to give us a guide as to, for each of these sessions, what is important as per the period. So once again, you can also reach us via the email and via the WhatsApp number if you want more information about this training. So we're going to go straight into the activity for the day. We're going to see the day end activities and how we can actually go about with these activities. So we're going to go to our SAP right now. We'll be going between the two screens. So the first activity we have to look at for the day is a customer line item display, and the transaction code is FBL5N. This paste the command bar. Now, in our previous class, we've talked about navigating through the SAP system. Of course, in your navigation, you have three options. You can go through the menu path to get this transaction code. You can save this transaction code in your favorites. As you can see here, you already saved transaction code. Or you can just run this transaction code on your command bar. So let's say FBL5. I'm going to execute that. Now, depending on the size of your system, that will also say a lot about the speed. We've got a lot of things opened, so I'm just going to time it needs to open it. Okay, so this is displayed. So the customer line item display is to give you line item display, what we call transaction information about a particular customer or group of customers, or for all your customers. It's a very important transaction code, and SAP users should be able to run this code to see history of transactions for all their customers. The essence of this basically is to check for line items that are open or that have been cleared, and to also drill down into these line items to get more information about the invoice, about the postings to the GL, and about services for object if there are attachments and workflow processes. Just going to enter my transaction code. And we have the option of entering your customer accounts. If you want to enter for multiple accounts, you can use this and enter all the customer accounts you want to view their line items. I'm leaving it blank because I want to view all the customers. Line item selection. If you want to see open items for a particular period, you can use this option. If you want to see items that have been cleared, like clearing remain invoices have been matched against customer payments, you can also use the option and specify your clearing date. Use the all option, it's going to show you for both open and cleared items. And for both special items, like your down payments, and noted items, like your down payment requests. So I'm just going to select all items and process this. So just execute using that option. See at the status bar, it's always going to give you the feedback of the activity in your window. So I have this display, so you can see that the line item display for customers gives you the status of the transactions, which red means that these items are open, and the document type will also tell you what kind of document is open. Of course, when we drill down, you will see the exact information about this, what these document types are. DRE are for invoices, DZ are for payments. Now, the green color shows that these invoices have been cleared. By cleared, we mean invoices have been matched against a particular payment. The system has cleared that transaction, then removed it from the open item. So the balance you have here is the balance for the open items. So let's drill down further. So let's say the first thing is you can do with this is you can sort for if you have a lot of information and you want to sort for a particular document date, Click on the document date. You see the color is different from the rest. Use this filter option. So you want to check for 1st of January 2021, 31st, 2021. Okay. So it's going to drop down all the transactions that happened within that period of your search. It's a very important option used as much as possible. Go back and refresh, bring it back. The second thing we're going to do, if you want to drill down further to see the details of this transaction, you can highlight and use your display document option or just double click. So when you do that, the system is going to drill down into the transaction and try to give you details of that document. Okay, so we are the display document view. So this is showing you the display of the document. Each document have two parts, the header part and the line item part. So we have the header part just line differentiating both. Also, if you want to edit this document, you have the option here to edit, to change. I click on it. I say services for maintenance. Now you can also see that tax-based amount is open. The header items you cannot change because they are graded out, but you can change these other options that are open for you. So done with this, I can. The next thing I can check, and I want to look at the follow-up documents. That's the GL display of each of these documents. So click on the follow-up documents. So this will show you the data entry view. So in your line item display, we have two views, the data entry view and the GL account view. So we have the data entry view. You can see company code, the item, the posting keys. In our previous FI training, we have talked about the document types and the posting keys. And if you want the full video for that, please kindly reach out to us. So posting keys are your actually keys that have been configured in the system to do your postings according to the GL. So, uh, so 1 here means debit and 50 here means credit. So click on the header to display document header. So this will give you further information about this particular document. So you have the transaction code, the entered by, of the document date, the currency, and every other information that is necessary for you to process this transaction. Also, let's go back once because we made some changes. Plus document number, company code, fiscal year, posting date, period. These are very important information that are useful for the end users in order to monitor this particular transaction. Okay, so it's been saved. Have a document. Okay, the next thing we can check, we can drill down again. Now you have this icon just above the screen that says services for objects. Click the drop down. Normally, in some business scenarios, you'll be required to attach supporting documents for any postings you make. The services for objects can actually give you the attachment that's been done for that particular invoice. Let's say the hard copy invoice was scanned and attached to enable the person who will approve this payment to make the necessary confirmations. You can go to attachment list to see the attachments. You can use the create attachment to create your own attachment to add supporting documents. The workflow actually handles approval processes in SAP. The basis consultant or the above consultants make this configuration. If you want to see who is supposed to approve this invoice, in cases where in some situations where this document is blocked for payment, you might not actually be able to receive customer payment until approvals are made. So you can go to your workflow to see who is supposed to have approved this document. The configuration is not done here, so I'm not going to actually navigate through that path. I'm going to go back. Now, also, this is a table. I want to display more information, for example, the text. So the display is made according to the layout that you have chosen. If I go back, go down a little, so the layout that it's actually reporting on is the layout from one. That's information you can see. So I want to see other further columns. So I click the drop down of the column. Use the filter to filter by ascending order. Look for text. Now, just to bring your attention that the version of SAP we're using is the ECC version. Yes, so you can see now that the text for this particular line item have been displayed, which is necessary for the end user to track or trace, sorry, excuse me, to track or trace transactions via text. The text will then provide further information about these particular transactions. Also, if you go at the top where you have your list and you go to export, you can export this list to a spreadsheet like Excel or Word. This can be emailed and sent to whoever needs this report for management purpose, for analysis. If you go to environment and you check, okay, go to check information. Okay, checks are available at the moment. Let's look at display balances. So you can see that display balances will give you the breakdown of the debit and credit transactions that have transpired for this particular customer, the balance, the accumulated balance, and of course, what you have as the ending balance. So that is actually how you can navigate through your customer line items. You also have select this, use your summation. Okay, let's see this. Okay, the essence of this is to, okay, I guess because of the available information, we're having issues with navigating this. Let me check through this. Okay, so it's just giving us a sum because the months are all different. So summation will actually sum each line item and give you the totals. All right. So we're going to go back. The next thing we're going to look at is vendor line item display, just similar to your customer line item display. The difference is with the transaction code. The transaction code for your vendor line item display. So I'm just going to go back. It's FBL 1N. just a little slow today. Okay, so previously be used. Let's type FBA. So the same purpose for the vendor customer line item is the same purpose why we use the vendor line items or the supplier line items for analysis to check open and close cleared and uncleared invoices. Uh, the user is supposed to confirm that these invoices that are open are supposed to be opened. If there are cases where it's supposed to be closed and it's still open, it's necessary to do your clearing if the transaction have been posted but not cleared. It's also important that you verify with the accounts payable team to make sure that payments that are supposed to have been made or posted into the system have been posted. Be posted and it's not reflected, you need to check if it was posted to the wrong account. So these are daily checks on closeout activities that the users are supposed to perform to make sure that the records are correct. Same way you can filter by document number, date. You can add columns that you feel you need. You can see items that have been cleared and items that are actually open. You can see the different currencies we have available. So the same thing, drill down. You will see the assignment numbers, text, the billing dates. Go to the documents. You're going to see the postings behind the scene. Go to the header. You're going to get further details about this transaction. And you have, this is data entry view. You have also your general ledger view. You also have the services of object to check for attachments and to check for workflows. So same process applies for both the customer and vendor activity. Next, we're going to go to is the GL account line item display. Transaction code is FBL3N. Now, the essence of this is to check your GLs and make sure that your GLs, which are your primary book of accounts, are carrying the necessary information that need to be done. And it's important that such informations are carried out so that your GLs report appropriately, report the correct information. We can check GL for any of the GLs, depending on the drill down. The line item document is the same. Just select the account you want to view and execute. For this is my bank PHP. These are all the transactions in the bank. Of course, this status shows that these transactions have not been cleared. A better skill, bank reconciliation have not been done. Also, you can see outflows, you can see inflows, you can see the balance that is outstanding, clear balance. If you drill down also, just as we did, you can go and display your call-up document to see the postings behind the scene. This should be a payment received into our bank from the customer. So same documents, same looks, same operations. The essence, the difference is that we use these various transaction codes to locate different documents and verify and confirm that these open balances confirm their status. If they're supposed to be cleared, the necessary clearing should be done. For clearing, reversals, check the video on the monthly closeout activity. That was explained in detail. So the next thing we're going to see, remember these are activities that are carried forward on a daily basis. closing activities that needs to be checked on a daily basis. So the next is cash reconciliation. Transaction code is FPCJ. The essence of this cash journal, the essence of the cash journal is used to monitor interest or what we call petty cash expenses, depending on the nature of your organization, and how what your interest policies are. So, but the transaction code to check that is your FPCJ. So you have the period, open period. This period determines what your opening balances will be. So for this period, we have an opening balances. Here you will see your cash receipts, here check receipts, here cash payments, and of course your overall balance. If you go to the journal, you're going to see the company code and the cash journal that has been set up for this particular activity. These are configurations that are done at the consultant level. You can print journals, you can get receipts for journals, use your follow-on documents to see the posting to the GLs, you can save and post later. These are all that we can also delete using the delete option if you want to delete a particular transaction in the journal. So just select and use the delete rule option. It's going to delete and reverse the transaction at the same time. Now, as part of daily activity, the user is to confirm that the ending balance in SAP is same as the physical cash balance in the safe. That is should be done on a daily basis. Where there are discrepancies, should be checked, reconciled, validated. It could be as a result of an omitted transaction or probably a retirement that is yet to be made, a refund that is yet to be given. So the essence of this is at the end of every day, users should make sure that these activities are carried out to make sure to confirm and to make sure that their books are actually correct. The next is the exchange rate update. Transaction code is OBO8. So we're going to go to OBO8. Sorry. OB08 rather. OB08. Now the essence of the exchange rates is to ensure that transactions are if your local current if you have customers or vendors that do not use your local currency, they use other currencies other than your local currency, it's important you set up your exchange rates, currency exchange rates, in order for the system to evaluate that particular transaction in the foreign currency that has been maintained. So that's one of the very important use of this transaction code. And also, it's important to state that um, the system will use the most recent of the most updated exchange rates that have been maintained in the system. So let's say, for example, you maintained your exchange rate last in June, and you're entering foreign exchange transactions in July. This is in let's say August. The system is still going to use the exchange rate that was maintained in June. So it's important on a daily basis the users would confirm with their national currency what the exchange rate is with a foreign currency, and that should be maintained in your exchange rates module. So to do that, you go to new entries, and rather go to position. The exchange rate type is M. M represents the average exchange rates, which is what is in use. So let's say we are checking from our home currency USD to Euro. We want to maintain this exchange. So you can see that these transactions are already maintained. So, and it's according to the date. So for 1st of June, 1 USD is equal to 6.2 euro. So 6.2 euro goes for 1 USD. So it's necessary now. The system is going to be posting all your transactions from 1st of June upwards using this exchange rate. If you're posting invoices that are in euro, depending on what your home currency is, you can actually copy this and create your own exchange rate. So the exchange rate type is M. So let's say when if you come to your status, this is an INS, this means it's going to be overriding. Change it to okay, INS is fine. If you use on override, it's going to automatically be cleaning off what you're adding. So change the month. Let's say this is 5. So we are saying 1 USD is equal to 605 euro. Sorry for the configuration. This comma represents a dot. So just click on enter. You can see we have maintained the exchange rate for July. So all invoices that are going to be raised in July will use this exchange rate. Invoices raised in June will use this exchange rate. So it's necessary that on a daily basis, the users responsible for this updates the exchange rate because the system is going to apportion the most updated exchange rate to source documents like the invoices, returns. Asking me to save, so fine, saved it. Going to customizing request. So say okay. Let's move to the next. So for next, we have cost center reports. This shows the activity of each cost center in a period of time. Very, very important for control and planning. I'm just going to run this transaction code. So at the beginning of the year, the CEO consultant plan for expenditures according to cost centers or profit centers. The essence of this is to manage costs, is to see the department that is for planning, basically plan at departmental level, product level, or expense level. And see, it also helps you to monitor how cost is being exhausted. So I change my transaction code to known. Fiscal year 2021. We want to see from January to December. We're going to execute this. So the configurations have been done and transactions have been posted. The system gets, the CEO gets its posting from transactions that are posted at the line item level. So when you're raising an invoice, you should have the option of selecting the CEO, the cost center, and the system actually picks that information at the document level, probably FI or MM, and actually drops that at the actual area. And so we have planned, we have actual, we have the variance. So you can see now that the plan for this particular cost center was $240,000. Actually, as at the year, we had already spent 560,000. So you can see that there's a variance of about 133%. So this is, like I said, the essence of the cost center and other cost elements are for planning purposes. So with this, management is able to take decisions to know why the admin operations was overspent, why the budget was overspent, justifications, request for justifications for spending, and also in the future see how expenses can be better managed. So that is one of the very important reports the users are supposed to run on a daily basis to make sure that the cost at the cost center is being monitored and tracked. The next is gap in document numbers. The essence of this is mostly used by the audit team or the users who have access to this. You may need to check if all the document numbers are posting serially. Where there are gaps, it's a major red flag that should be investigated and ensure that the audit trail in the system um, is active. So provide your company code, provide the fiscal year, and just execute. The system will tell you if there are any gaps in your number assignment at the moment. The essence of the number assignment is that what we have here are number ranges. When you post any document in SAP, it generates a tracking number called the document number. But before that number was generated, it's been configured at the SPRO, which is the back end, and assigned a particular number range within which transactions or documents can be generated. So where you see no gaps means that there are actually no gaps. This means that this is an external number range. In SAP, we have two types of number ranges. We have the internal number range and the external number range. The external number range can be alphanumeric, but the internal, and it's of course generated, set up by the user. While the internal number range follows, it's internal, it follows the system, a particular range that's been specified in configuration. So let's go back, look at the next thing. So it's important that the user who is responsible for this runs this transaction on a daily to make sure that no line item, no document number is missing or has not been accounted for. So the next is invoice number allocated twice. Also very important to check duplicated invoice numbers. And this can also be run most likely, yeah, of course, most importantly, daily, so that if there are any issues with invoice numbers, it can be better managed on time before it gets issue escalates. Also, monthly, you can actually check if any document number, any invoice was issued twice. Invoice number was issued twice. So provide a company code, provide a fiscal year. I want to see whether invoice was delivered for customer and vendor, same amount. So you can see now no invoice numbers assigned twice. So you'll find it's good to go. Track. Okay, so the last but not the least is your compact document journal. This carries all the information about postings to various journals. Sorry, let's see. I think I didn't copy this correctly. Okay, so type or you can just copy. Okay, I think I need to here. Let's underscore R close one. Okay, so I'm going to run this transaction code. The importance of this transaction code is to see the journal entries of all your GLs. It's very important to see how the postings were done. If there are issues with, if you have any doubts, or if you have issues with the way transactions were posted or posted to the wrong account, this is a necessary checks. At this point, control can be made. You can go to general selections to get a specific posting date for the journals you want to see. Also, the document type for the journal you want to see could be vendor invoice, customer invoice, GL. I'm leaving this open to show me all the journals for 2021 for this particular company code. Okay, so this has been displayed. You can see all the GL postings. The first was carried on the 1st of January 2021. Was a posting between Slab Nigeria and sales income account. You can see that Slab Nigeria is debited the posting document, posting key is 01, and sales income account was credited, posting key is 50. So this shows you all the transactions that are posted and the GLs that are responsible. Of course, on request, you can export this to your Excel. You can also to Word. You can also send it to a mail recipient. Okay, so if you double click on this, it will take you to the data entry field in transaction code FBO3. The transaction code FBO3 is used to view all documents and display any document using the transaction code FBO3. So we have actually come to the end of this session. I hope you found this information useful. Like I said, it's not exhaustive, but this can take you through the day's activity. If you want more information about your daily, about training in SAP FICO, if you require any support for certification exam, any questions at all, if you require assistance in your workplace, if you have any ticket or any issues you need to resolve, why not you can reach me via email. Please like and share this video to your colleagues and to your friends. It might actually help someone who is in their need of knowing what to do on a daily basis at work. Also, you can WhatsApp me for details of other parts of these videos. We have the month-end activity, which is also important, and we have the year-end activity. For the month-end activities, we're going to review this in the second part of this video. Also, you can reach out to us. Also, in YouTube, you can send us messages. For direct support, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to us. We'll have to reach out to you. Once again, my name is Adiele Kelechi, SAP certified consultant for FI, CO, SD, and MM, S4HANA, and for ECC. ECC is FI. So this is my email. Why not email me? You can call or WhatsApp me on the number below. Thank you very much for your time. I look forward to hearing from you. Please like and share. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.